There's also an issue of cultural appropriation.
As a Taiwanese American who grew up drinking boba both here and in Taiwan, I do feel really compelled to talk about the difference between cultural appreciation and appropriation.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Before I get into this video, I just want to say yes guys, thank you guys so much for your prayer, your well wishes. Thank you guys so much. Yes, your girl is home. You guys can see we are back home. Let's do this, people. I'm super excited to be home. Anyway, today's video we want to talk about cultural appropriation / cultural appreciation. We're going to get it because this video has gotten everybody on the internet talking. Everybody's like, calling this brand out, this Boba brand out for cultural appropriation. So let's get into the video. So what happened is that there's this, you know, like Shark Tank and Dragon in the UK is the Dragon Den in the UK, then Shark Tank in the US. But this one, I don't know what they call it in Canada. This is the Canada version of it. So this company came on the show to pitch to the investors to invest in their company. I think about $1 million and all that. And they sell bubble tea and they call it Bobba. But in the process of them trying to give the pitch and all that, they were just trying to rebrand the traditional drink from the Thai people, the boba tea, the popular boba tea that everybody is drinking. They are just trying to rebrand it and just tweak it around to make it very westernized, very westernized. Like that's the word I can only use to describe it. And on the panel of the investors, there were this Canadian actor Simu, if I'm not mistaken, and Simu kind of called them out and like, you know what, this drink you're coming and trying to make it better and all that. This drink is a Thai drink, and I think Simu is originally from Thai, if I'm not mistaken, but he's from the Asian he's from Asian, so he kind of know the back story about this tea and the cultural heritage that comes from this tea. So he kind of low-key called them out on it and like, you know what, this is how many Thai people, how many Asian people are on your team of people that work with you, that you are making this brand, taking this cultural drink from the people, from the Asian people, and now you are making it modern. And this just kind of really makes the room really intense and testify because he was really passionate about this, and this has gotten people talking. This has struck a big conversation because people are saying how, like, it struck the conversation of how Western world, people in the Western world, especially white people, come take things that are culturally heritage of other ethnicity and take it and try to make it better and then westernize it and then claim it as their own. Anyway, guys, let's go check out this episode of it, okay? And then let me know what you think. But please, beforehand, I'm just going to warn you, there's going to be a little bit of tweak to the video. The video may not play freely because of copyright, okay? So I hope YouTube allow it flight so that because I really want you guys to hear the entire conversation that was have about this bubble tea. Anyway, guys, let's go check it out and then we'll come back and talk more. But I'm home. I'm so excited.
Respect is being paid to this very Asian drink that has blown up around the world. And is it in your teas? Is it in your product development? Who is on your staff? Who is on your cap table that is allowing that for you?
It's a good question.
Hello, Dragon.
Whoa.
My name is Jessica.
And my name is Sebastian.
We are here today from Quebec City seeking $1 million in exchange of 18% of our business, Boba.
Boba.
Dragon, you have probably heard about bubble tea.
Yes.
I've never. Has anyone else heard of bubble tea?
Yes, I've heard.
What is bubble tea?
Simu was drinking bubble tea this morning.
I've never heard of this thing
Yes,
before.
I'm talking
in my life.
about bubble tea. That trendy sugary drink you are queued up for and you are never quite sure about its content.
Those days are over with Boba.
Hang on. I'm quite sure about its content, but continue.
Okay. Yeah. We have transformed this beloved beverage into a convenient and healthier, ready-to-drink experience. Since day one, we are disturbing this $4 billion market with 3 simple ingredients: high-quality tea, fruit juice, and our famous bobbing Boba. Last year, we just launched 2 crazy innovations, including the first alcoholic ready-to-drink bubble tea in the world. But also our grab-and-go popping Boba.
So, Dragon, are you now ready to drink our product?
Yeah.
Boba comes in various flavors like watermelon, dragon fruit, and peach. It retails for about $3.99 at major grocers in Canada, the US, and Europe.
Do you get the popping bobas, though?
The boba's popping.
Raspberry and lime. Not bad.
This is the popping boba. We sell it in convenience store to add to any drinks.
This is my first time having bubble tea.
You're missing out in life, man.
I've never seen it like in this. I've seen
People
it in...
have tried to bottle it up. It's very difficult to maintain the flavor.
Did you like this?
I thought it was fine, but I, you know, I'm concerned about this idea of disrupting or disturbing bubble tea because it's something that's
Why?
very
There
near.
can be new takes on things.
Sure,
Nothing-
but I'm looking at
not
I'm
everything
looking
has to
at
be
these two guys.
traditional.
No, but then there's also an issue of cultural appropriation. There's an issue of taking something that's very distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which I have an issue with. But I want to hear the pitch before I formulate an opinion. And
Oh boy,
so
that's one way to start.
Yeah, that's one way to start. A little heavy there. But okay.
But it's not an ethnical product anymore, not with the popping bobas. So we took the version, the Asian version, and we made it with fruit, with juice.
The popping boba is new. I can't say I've had that. It definitely is an experience when you're having it. And do you manufacture this yourself?
No, so we have 3 partners, but they are exclusive partners. So they only make my bubble tea.
Where?
In Quebec.
What made you guys get into this business?
I was like looking at the data about bubble tea, and the popping boba was just rising everywhere in the world. So I was like, I need to come out with something. It was a crazy success since day one.
I'm really curious what your sales are today.
So we just launched this company 2 years ago. The first real year, we did $2.2 million.
Yeah.
With a profit of $300,000.
Yeah.
And this year, we just ended the year in February. We did $4.6 million with a profit of $600,000.
Wow.
And we are on our way to do $7 million this year.
Wow.
And we expect
What?
to do 14 the next year.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
The numbers never lie.
Sebastian, is your biggest challenge money for inventory?
Our challenge is trying to figure out how we can do 25 million really fast because we are the leader in the category right now.
So then what is you the $1 million for then?
So it's going to be for listing fees in the US, basically.
Okay.
Albertson are asking for $600,000 for
Right.
2,000 store.
Hey, big risk, big reward.
We just launched at Costco this year.
Holy smokes.
So you're building a brand, and this is, I'll see if I can articulate this, but the name Boba, the industry is Boba, is
Yes.
it not? Is that a good thing being called Boba or a bad thing?
Well,
Yes.
they added a B.
So right now we're rebranding, we're working with lawyer and everything, but at the end of the day, maybe we're going to need to add a little word after the Boba.
Clearly, you're doing very well. What respect is being paid to this very Asian drink that has blown up around the world? And is it in your teas? Is it in your product development? Who is on your staff? Who is on your cap table that is providing that for
It's
you?
a good question because our best partner is in Taiwan, actually. So they make all the recipe, all the boba. We work really hard. We travel to Taiwan. We speak with them. They are part of our team. It's really important for us. So that's the best part. That's the cultural part of our product. And for the little popping boba like that, we have a deal with Couche-Tard in Quebec. So we have 900 stores with that, and they bought like 300,000 of this to put in the slush, and it's a crazy success.
Oh yeah, that's such a good. Guys, I just we see so many consumer packaged goods products. This is like mega.
I've never seen anything like it.
I'm sure we can sell it to Pepsi for $1 billion in like 5 years. We are convinced to that.
I can go first. I find the product a little too sweet for my own personal preference, and for me to invest in something, I've got to love it and stand behind it. But at this stage, it's not for me, and I'm out.
I am studying your can, and I am looking for anything that tells me where boba came from. And where boba came from is Taiwan. You know, I started this venture company for a lot of reasons, but really primarily to uplift minority entrepreneurs. And not only do I feel like this is not happening here, but that I would be uplifting a business that is profiting off of something that feels so dear to my cultural heritage. I want to be a part of bringing boba to the masses, but not like this. So for that reason, I'm out.
Thanks.
Respect that.
Respect that.
I'm not sure I'm the right partner for you. So for that reason, I'm going to be out.
I like it. I want to help you build the distribution out in the US. That does take money, for sure. And it takes a team. And that's what you really need to build here. I will offer you $1 million for 20% of the business.
I would offer you $1 million for 18%. I think your valuation is incredibly fair. I have no issue with it. I believe I can help you. That's my offer.
In your business, you do not need distribution. You're going to need help marketing, and you are going to need help financing this massive amount of inventory that
Financing
you
the distribution.
have. Anything else?
No.
If you can do that, I genuinely believe there's a $100 million company in this space. But I do think we need to absolutely find someone that can really represent this brand, and I can help you find that person that stays very true to what the brand is. Does Arlene want a partner?
If you want to co-invest together, I would do that with you.
Yeah. We would do $1 million for 18%.
But together.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'll do $1 million for 18% on my own. I bring a lot of value.
I really respect all you offer. I think we will go with Menji because of the distribution with the alcoholic and everything.
I'm very excited. Thank you. Oh, great product.
Thank you so much.
I believed in you from the moment one.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
It makes me sad how successful this business is. It makes me sad that people are, you know, they're
Why?
drinking boba with the raccoon with the sun.
It doesn't mean that they don't have the opportunity to change and do that.
That's true, but
It
there has
doesn't
to be a
mean-
willingness, and I have to be able to invest in these founders knowing that,
Right,
that
but they
change is
didn't.
possible.
They didn't say no. The collaboration that they've had to this point is with their supplier in Taiwan, and if nobody else has told them that before, you can't put that all on them.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts so far about the entire conversation that was had in that episode, because this has struck a bigger conversation of cultural appropriation, culture vulture, and how the Western world usually take things that are original to people and then they modernize it, they make it better, and then it's no credit is being given to the original creator or the people that this is their life, this is their livestock. So this has struck like this conversation got the entire internet like uproar and everybody's talking about it. So go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this. I'm going to share my own thought later on in the video, but let's go check out people's thoughts on this. Before we go check out people's thoughts, I just want to apologize on all the clips, all the posts and still images I use. That's because I'm trying to avoid copyright, so bear with me. You guys know how it works. So anyway, guys, let's go check out people's thoughts on this, and then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts.
My favorite damn thing about these bubble tea appropriators is they're like, oh, you no longer have to worry about these mysterious contents. What is in the boba that no one knows. Boba is the least mysterious product ever. Every menu item at a bubble tea shop, 2 paragraphs long. It's like limited edition Gudetama collaboration, golden honey, black tea with brown sugar, milk with tapioca pearls with 15 grams of sugar and 15 cubes of ice. And that's just like without the additionals. What the is in a Mountain Dew Code Red? Like,
you can't just claim it's not an ethnic product anymore. That's gross cultural appropriation. And then to lie on national television saying it's 3 simple ingredients. Look at the website. There are a ton of ingredients in these products. Any Canadian lawyers know if it's possible to go after them for false advertising with a class action?
There's also an issue of cultural appropriation.
As a Taiwanese American who grew up drinking boba both here and in Taiwan, I do feel really compelled to talk about the difference between cultural appreciation and appropriation. I grew up being very ashamed of being Asian, so it was a really big deal for me when in high school people started to drink boba and people who were not Asian were also drinking it and enjoying it. Because up until then, because I grew up in such a white community, anything that was related to being Asian was kind of looked down upon and always made fun of. That's what the hugest part about cultural appropriation is, as opposed to cultural appreciation. Cultural appropriation is always going to be relevant in countries like the US, Canada, Australia, countries that have a history of colonization, racial inequality, power imbalances. The dynamic of appropriation is always going to be the dominant culture stealing from marginalized cultures and communities, rebranding it as their own, inherently erasing where they got it from. The biggest difference between cultural appropriation and appreciation is respect. Because if you respect something and the culture that it came from, you're going to want to inherently know the history of it, you're going to want to acknowledge where it came from, and that's what was being addressed with this company. Maybe this is a play on words or specificity because I know for sure they're not the first ready-to-drink bubble tea. But then again, I've never had popping boba, so maybe that's what they're referring to. I understand the importance of marketing and positioning your product to be great, but incomparable boba bubble tea, their emphasis on having nothing else besides tea and pearls is just what gets me, because boba is literally tea and tapioca pearls. I rarely ever publicly shun a company or product, but as a Taiwanese American, I personally could just never drink this.
I'm an Asian dietitian, and my question is, why do we always have to healthify ethnic food? Simu is right, obviously, but let me give you some context. This product is part of a growing trend of health and wellness food and beverage. There are entire conferences dedicated to products like this. If there was an opportunity to healthify bubble tea, someone was going to do it. In this case, they're marketing to the mainstream audience who generally don't know very much about bubble tea or the cultural significance of it. But whenever I see healthy bubble tea on the market, I always think, okay. Yes, sometimes I will ask for reduced sugar in mine, depending on what drink I'm ordering, but other times, I just get the drink I want. Instead of trying to make something delicious healthy, just enjoy the real thing once in a while as a treat.
The thing about the boba controversy, the one with the 2Bs, is that this has been happening. There's another company called Joyba. Same thing's happening. It's owned by Del Monte. There's no Asian ownership, and on the labeling, there's no reference to the Asian origins of bubble tea. And I see the same thing happening, not just to bubble tea, but sriracha sauce. And the thing that pissed me off the most is they called it a mystery drink, kind of. And I hated that stereotype because it's straight up racist, because I just remember people telling me, oh, Chinese food is weird, you don't know what type of meat you're eating. And yet people eat McDonald's, okay? Like, they're just cooking chicken and pork, beef. There's nothing weird about it. You eat it every single time, but when it comes with the Asian labeling, it's now a mystery to me. I hated that stereotype. I think sometimes people do this because they stereotype Asians to be docile, friendly creatures that will never bite. But I think that's changing with the new generation of Asians. And if I see you with this boba drink, the one with the 2Bs, I will judge you. And if you're my friend, I know you in person, I will smack it out of your hand.
Has anyone seen the new episode of Dragon's Den where these two pitched a new and improved boba?
Yes, I'm talking about bubble tea. That trendy, sugary drink you are queued up for and you are never quite sure about its content.
Those days are over with boba.
So their opening line, the big pitch that they want to give you is that we can't trust the people of Taiwan. We can't trust what they're putting into it, but you can trust us though. So we should fear the outsiders, but trust us. Xenophobic.
I'm concerned about this idea of disrupting or disturbing bubble tea because it's something that's
Why? They're giving new takes on things?
Sure,
Nothing,
but I'm looking at
not everything has to be
these
traditional.
two guys. No, but then there's also an issue of cultural appropriation. There's an issue of taking something that's very distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which I have an issue with. But I want to hear the pitch before I formulate an opinion.
It's not an ethnical product anymore, not with the popping bobas. So we took the version, the Asian version, and we made it with fruit, with juice.
And just like that, it's theirs now. It's not made from Taiwan anymore. So if this isn't xenophobia or cultural appropriation, I don't know what is. So if you didn't notice, so yeah, they added a B to boba.
Are you guys following up with this boba saga happening over at TikTok? I mean, first of all, don't come at boba, please. Please leave the boba alone. It's a comfort drink. I'm like literally my freezer behind me is filled with boba stuff that I make it all the time. So don't come at boba. Secondly, when it's a cultural food, you don't need to make it better. And you know the biggest disappointment coming from Manjeet as a South Asian myself is imagine somebody comes and tell me that I am going to make a healthier version of butter chicken. Or let me make a healthier version of samosa. That will be some shit with, I mean, imagine like the things are designed to be the way they are. You cannot air fry a samosa. You cannot eliminate the fatness from the butter chicken. You have to eat it with garlic naan. There's no other way to eat that thing. There's no healthier version to eat that thing. If you're eating a halwa, guess what? It is full of diabetes and whatever. It is designed to be that way. There is no healthy version of halwa. So this is to all the people. Yes, that's my chicken right there. To all the people, just learn. The food that comes from the culture, leave it alone. Eat it as it is or make it as it is with your own name. Do whatever. But don't come at cultures. Don't come at their food. Don't come at people and say that, oh my God, that was so shitty. I'm going to make it better. No, you cannot. You cannot. Just stop. Please. Thank you.
Distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which I have an issue with.
Oh, that's what you're worried about, Simu? I mean, don't worry about that. Because we here at Bobba, because B-O-B-B-A is Bobba, we've gone ahead and taken all that pesky ethnic stuff out of it.
It's not an ethnical product anymore.
See, you don't have to worry about that anymore. We don't talk about that it's from Taiwan. We don't talk about its history. We don't talk about the people who make it. Nothing. You would never know that it's from Taiwan. We've made sure of it. And it wasn't even necessarily like these two people that pissed me off the most. Like, believe me, I think they're just trying to make a buck, and they made that very obvious. He had no regard for the actual product itself. He just saw the success that Boba was having, so he just felt the need to come out with something. But the thing that really pissed me off was how dismissive everybody else on that panel was. Simu spent so much of his time explaining the problems that he had with this product. And honestly, I think Simu did a great job. I mean, I don't know what more he could have done, especially considering the context of like where he was, what the show was. And I don't think he held back at all what he felt. Obviously, you know, he's on a show, so he's not going to be like, you eating, you know, like he obviously can't do that. But he tried. I really believe he tried. So the people that really pissed me off were the panel of the other judges who all just basically sat there and ignored everything he had to say, except for one judge. There's one judge that pissed me off.
I'm concerned about this idea of disrupting or disturbing bubble tea because it's something that's
Why?
very
There can
near.
be new takes on things.
Sure,
Nothing,
but I'm looking
not
at
everything
I'm looking
has to
at
be
these two
traditional.
guys.
Like, of all the people on the panel saying that shit, it's you, Manjeet. Like, where's the solidarity? Like, not only are you completely dismissing everything that he said, you were one of the people that made an offer. Like, oh, like from that other white lady, I totally expect it. Obviously, she doesn't get you should care. Ugh, there's probably gonna be a part 3. I find this all so aggravating.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about these conversations down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Okay, love to know what you think. Okay, for me, this entire conversation of cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation, let me know if you think that these people making this boba tea, they were just culturally appropriating, appreciating the traditional drink from the Thai people. Let me know if you think so, or you think that this is cultural appropriation, because the way they were presenting themselves, like, oh, you know what, it's no longer, I feel like some of the words they use just kind of is really trigger. But I feel like when now the Asian people are really talking and speaking up about the cultural appropriation, but the truth is that this is something that I'll say both the Asian people, I know I'm kind of classifying an entire group of people into, but I'm talking about Korea, even sometimes it's Chinese people. We've seen them also cultural appropriates a lot of African American culture, which I'm going to get into. And I feel like, as much as I like the fact that they are having the conversation now, because when black people are talking about how, oh, this is cultural appropriation, don't do this, it doesn't sit well, you're not giving credit to the people, they're like, oh, it's just like, try to downplay how we feel. One of a typical example of why I feel about this is about country music, and how eventually they've pushed black people at the back burner of country music. And this is why Beyonce actually released a country album. Some of you guys don't know, because I know I have some people that are not black people, you're all African American people. My problem with cultural appropriation with people, like especially from white people, that are culturally appropriating other culture, especially African culture, or I would say African culture because, hey, your girl is African, I'm from Nigeria, is the fact that after they have cultural appropriated, they claim it, they take it and then they claim it as their own, like they invented something. Or, and most time when they are trying to do this thing, they try to like, okay, we want to make it, we're making it better than the original people. You decided to appropriate it because for something, so why can't you just leave it in its natural state and even give credit to the people? And most times when they take these type of things, they take it out and then they make it their own. And even at the point at the time, even the people that owns the thing, they were like, okay, that used to be our stuff, but now they were like, it's almost like the brown lip liner that black girls have been doing for years. They make it what's her name? Hailey Bieber's. Oh, that's a thing. Like, even country, like, I'll come back to country music. Even country music, a lot of people, I was having this conversation with someone like, oh, no, country music is white now. Like, go do your history and find out people that started country music. And a lot of people today still don't understand that country music started off by the African American people, the African American slaves back in the days. They were the ones that started country music, jazz, and all that. And now even black people are not allowed to be at the door of country music. And I feel like this is why, as people, we need to call out cultural appropriation out on time, because if you don't, they claim it. And about that time, you're almost like, and they push you out of it, and then it now becomes their own. That's how country music now, even Beyonce went to country music and she was being treated, the Beyonce, she was treated like autoclassity for something that is something that is racially from our own race, but she was treated like, you're not supposed to be here. And this just even brings back a lot of, I'm like, I see, I know how a lot of people, especially the Asian community and Asian music industry, now is misappropriating the African Afrobeat. I'm talking about Afrobeat because I'm Nigerian, okay? How they are misappropriating the African culture now and the Afrobeat sound. That's almost the same thing they're doing here. And most times when they do this thing, they have no regard. People that do this thing, they have no regard from where it's coming from. I'm using this Bobba tea as the link to it to really address a lot of issues. But yeah, this is how they downplay it. They're like, oh, you guys are overreacting, we're just making it better. And I get it. If you want to make your own thing, like, oh, you think of making a bubble tea and all that, and instead of making it better, why don't you just go and make a different type of drink on your own lane and being on your lane? Why do you have to tie it to an original drink by a culture and then try to make it better, like making it seem like the original one was not good enough, because we are superior? And that's where that superiority comes from. And sometimes a lot of people tell black people that, oh, they're overreacting and all that, but this is it. This is what we're talking about when we talk about, like, sometimes some white people naturally really feel like they are superior to you just because of where they are from, just because of their skin color. They feel like that they can do something better than you that is not white. And guys, there's nothing wrong with taking something from a culture that inspires you. There's nothing wrong with it, but do appreciate the culture and give credit to them. Like, you know what, yeah, this is where I got, for this is where I got the inspiration from, da 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 da. Not just trying to downplay it, like, oh, it's no longer a ethnic drink anymore. Like, for real, Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop here. I know I've been blabbing, but I'm going to stop here. But please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about these conversations down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banking conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.